All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Loan Officer Breakfast Club this morning. I apologize, we don't have any music. Our dearest Frank is under the weather today, so we are going to do a bang up job of trying to fill some very large shoes this morning. But we have got Carl White here, applause. We've got Marty Fink here, who's going to talk to us a little bit about how business is going for her and what she's doing during the summer slowdown. And it is Flux Capacitor Wednesday, so the show must go on, Carl.
So I keep talking to Frank. He's got these nephews that are like teenagers, and I keep telling him, Frank, you can't keep up with these, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids anymore, and he just doesn't listen. And so I'm neither going to confirm nor deny that Frank's not here has something to do with a trampoline that was pushed toward the house that was accessible from the roof. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not
Into
saying
the
that's what
pool.
happened. But yeah. And the idea was that if you hit the angle just right, trampoline to pool, and that may or may not have worked out quite like he had expected. And so well wishes to Frank. So cool. So
Hey, Carl, did you know it's Flux Capacitor Wednesday?
tell me what that is. Tell if I'm new, tell me what that is.
All right, so every Wednesday we kind of take a look at how much time do we have left in the year, and we call it the flux capacitor. So how
Okay.
many gigawatts do we have left percentage wise to continue to work on our goals? And it's interesting. You start to get to this point and you're like, oh my gosh, it's in the 40s. I wasn't quite thinking
Mm,
it was in the 40s, right, Justine?
I know. So
Right.
I just FYI, I went into Hobby Lobby last evening,
I love that
and
store.
oh, the Christmas decorations.
I
I
know.
swear. Maybe
Oh,
they're up
God.
24/7. Maybe they're up
No,
12.
they're not. They're not. They do it early
But
though, and I'll tell you what, Carl, they sell out.
yeah, because that's not my normal store. I mean, no reason. It's just like Maria was actually looking for for clothes for Charlie at a little baby store next door, and I went, all right, Hobby Lobby. I'm thinking, they got remote control airplanes and remote control boats and
Wrong hobbies.
trucks, and it's like, no, they didn't. But it was a cool store. But yeah, I saw the Christmas. I went, shut up!
Hmm.
Like it's July. So anyway,
Christmas in July, maybe. I don't know.
so what percentage are we at? What do we have left for the year?
Justine, Flux Capacitor is in the chat. Where are we at?
Yes, we're at 42% left, so nearly the 30s.
God, how she said, how come we don't have Justine hosting like all the time kind of
I know.
thing?
Nobody wants to
Just
hear.
Wednesdays.
I want to go get my tea, and have my pinky out and have what do you call the little sandwiches they do with the tea? What do you call
Tea and
that?
crumpets.
Yeah, crumpets. I feel like I need to have my crumpets. And so hey, what is a crump? And by the way, in South Africa, y'all don't really do the tea stuff, right? That's
Yeah, no, that's the UK.
that's strictly the UK.
I
Yeah.
mean, we drink tea, I'm sure we all
Yeah,
do,
I get it. I
but
get
it's
it.
not like our thing.
Yeah, y'all were the castaways back in the 1700s, ended up in South Africa. So yeah. It,
42
it,
gigawatts.
hey, is all kidding aside, I really don't know that much about South Africa, honestly. Is like we kind of look at here in the States, we look at England as the mother country, of sorts, kind of, sort of. Even if we're Italian, so I'm not English myself, but just the United States, kind of what we came from, I guess, more or less. In South Africa, do y'all look at it kind of the same way? Is that the kind of the mother country, so to speak?
No, not necessarily. I think so. Many years ago, South Africa was colonized by the Dutch and the English. I'll be very quick about it, but we are our own country now. It's quite a sad history. But I think most English-speaking countries were once, part of the UK, but not anymore, no.
So really, South Africa is more of a Dutch. Uh,
Dutch and English. So we actually have like 11 official languages because there's so much cultural influence here. But now we are just our own country, not
wow, good
colonized,
for you.
not to
11
anyone. Yeah.
languages. Damn, I have trouble with one, so I wouldn't even know where to start with 11. So anyway, all right. So welcome, great to see everybody here. Let's see. Do we have any kind of does Bill? Do you do your thing today?
He
I
is
believe
here.
so. I believe so.
Yeah. Well, cool, cool. Hey, so Frank, honestly, Frank texted us like 5 minutes before we started, say, "Hey guys, I can't walk upright. Can y'all help me out here? And if we're supposed to do something, somebody let us know. So
The
what's our
Rudy
what?
Devers Market Update.
There you
Woo! There you
go.
go.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Sounded just like it.
Great job.
All right. Well, what we got? I'll make it pretty quick. We got the mortgage apps in this morning. We were down 6.4 percent from seasonally adjusted week over week from the Mortgage Bankers Association. We got tomorrow. We got producer price index tomorrow, and then we've got employee or Friday. We've got employment cost index coming out as well. We some good news is that over the last 3 days we've gotten better by 37 basis points. So and we're everything's pointing to a wonderful Iran. And I looked up this, and do you know that it was 44 years ago here last month that flock of seagulls Iran, which is what's driving the market right now, was released. So that means I'm like really old. Carl, I used to listen to that when I was a kid, man. Can you believe that?
That was 47 years ago.
4 years ago.
44 years ago. Yeah. So what year was that?
82.
82. So I was in the Air Force. I remember during the Clinton era. I was in the Air Force. So wow.
Yeah.
Damn, Bill, you're old, man. Holy cow, you were
Yeah,
alive then?
what can you do, dude? Yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought it was only fitting to put Iran up here because that was one of their songs there, Flock of Seagulls. Everything Iran's driving the market right now. We got WTI, although it dropped to $78 yesterday or day before yesterday. We're back to 83.04 this morning. So
It's interesting, and I'm not
and
saying this.
Federal Reserve's meeting today as well, but they're not going to do anything as far as the market's concerned. So.
It's interesting that probably our leading indicator for what rates are doing literally is what's a barrel of oil going for today, like literally, and that's what we're finding is primarily if you go further down the Nile or go to the head of the Nile, it all starts in an oil well apparently, and so if you want to know what rates are going to do, at least in this market, is just go into Grok or Chat GPT or Claude or whatever and ask them for what the price of oil is this morning.
Just
And
got to grind, man. Just got to grind.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually, that's one of the things we're going to talk about today is we're on this theme of the summer slowdown, and we were talking in the green room a little bit, and actually, kind of the basic theme that we got is when things are slow, there's actually bigger opportunities because like when we're slow, it's because our referral partners, our realtors are slow. And when they get slow, they need some help. Just like, Gil, you're here today because like, hey, man, it's summer slowdown. I need some help. I'm here today. Holy cow, things are a little slow right now. I need some help. I need my brothers and sisters to give me, to help me get through this, And so our referral partners do the same thing. So it can be huge, huge, huge moments of opportunity. Like, don't ever forget that. That reminds me, Kristen, the Mortgage Marketing Animals was born out of the '08 crash.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So Dine and I, we were doing some odds and ends, and we were helping some loan officers. But the big explosion of where we became like I say this very gratefully, but like a nationwide thing, was during the '08 crash because loan officers were like, hey, I need some help. Right, me too. That's why we started it. Like I said, hey, we need to brainstorm and come up with some ideas, guys. Let's put a whole bunch of us in a room and come up with some ideas. And so it was during that turmoil, and that was a very painful time that the Mortgage Marketing Animals was born. And same thing, the Breakfast Club that you're on right here was born out of the very beginning of the COVID crisis. Now, as we look back now, the COVID somewhat, it's always rough for us as loan officers because it's kind of like, COVID was a tragedy for the country and certainly for a lot of personal individuals for sure. But gosh, for the mortgage industry as a whole, I mean, it was a great time financially for us anyway. But in the beginning, we didn't know it. When it shut down, I thought, oh my God, what are we going to do? And so I remember walking over to the office over there, Kristen, over, the little property that's here, the little building that's on my property here. And I think there was like 8 of us in there, and we're sitting around a little table saying, "Hey, I don't know what's going to happen here, but we got to do something." And somebody came up with the idea of, "Hey, the loan officer can't go to the office anymore. Let's all meet together on a big Zoom." And I think it started with 12 of us. And, on any given month, I think we have like 1,000 people log on to Breakfast Club, or a little more than that, I guess, each and every month. And so it all came up hard time. So, in saying all that groundwork, Miss Marty Fink, how you doing, my sister?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I always like to start with numbers, because then,
Of
like,
course.
yeah, it's like, if I'm going to a personal trainer, I want to look at her or his athletic ability here first, before I take advice from him. Or if I'm going to get money advice, I want to say, hey, what have you done for you? And so if I'm going to get how to close more loans advice, I want to know, how, if the person's qualified. What's your month looking like?
My month right now, we're looking at closing 7. So we have 2 more left for the month.
Good for you, sis.
So
Hey, just as an FYI, average, gosh, I just saw the newest numbers. I think average, I might be off point something, but the average is I think it was point 0.8. So
wow.
point 0.8 is average. So at 7, you're roughly, what is that? 9 times, right? 900% above average. So good for you, sis. Yeah.
And you know what though? To bring me to that 7, I know we talked about this a couple times. The and you talk about numbers and predictions and things like that. You can tell when you have your down months. And for me, the down month was in March, where what happened is, we had some health issues in the family. And so it took me out of work just a little bit. And I could predict what was going to happen in May and June. And May and June were my worst months in like 2.5 years. And so I closed one each month. So I was able to predict and know what I needed to do to get to where I'm at today. What's funny is that I feel like I'm going to be averaging more than what I was averaging before I had those 2 down months, because I kind of reestablished my why a little bit too. So a lot of that was like, we talked about the bear chasing you in the woods kind of thing. So I had a big motivator to get me rolling again. And I feel
Hey,
like I've built a whole lot of momentum on top of everything else, on top of being a branch manager, on top of moving offices, on top of, trying to manage everything else. So, um, and it's not really, I'm not doing anything magical. I'm not doing anything magical here. I'm doing what I was taught here. So, and you know what, Carl? It's
tell
so
me.
funny. It's so funny. When I started coming to MMA, that, remember I told you I didn't use it, and I went months and months and months and didn't use it because I started in 24. Well, I was looking at pictures today. Today was the exact day I went in July to one of the meetings in Clearwater. It was my second one in Clearwater, and that's the one that kind of springboarded me off into doing this and getting into the routine and getting on the call stars, because I went months and didn't get on call stars. So,
Yeah.
but what I ended up doing is, you guys know who my coach is. My coach is Kevin Gillespie.
Great guy.
I'm in the leadership program. So we started off in doing 10 calls, and this was when I was in my slow month. So we talked about me committing to 10 talk-tos per day. So what happened is, when I could predict and see what was happening in May and June, knowing I was going to close one in May, late April, early May, I had to revamp and look at my numbers and see what I had to do. So we just doubled it and bumped the talk tos up to 20 per day. I wasn't getting out and doing a lot of meetings just because of one of the health issues was me, but I was getting the talk tos in and keeping up with my agents and meeting new agents as well. I do have a VA who does make calls to me for me and sets up meetings. So I was still able to make those meetings that with the realtors as well. With the VAs, I've actually closed 2 loans with a virtual assistant, meeting an agent, and then him introducing me to his team. And so we actually just closed that loan. And that agent, what's crazy is meeting these agents, that agent referred me another agent that we just closed with. And she's new, but I don't know what she's doing yet. I'm still trying to figure out how she gets to people, but she sent me like 3 referrals in the past week. So and they're good ones too. They're not, low credit score, have all the mess, hot mess express. They're actually good files. So
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick? So, so when you saw your numbers, like you had, I think you said, and I might have the numbers a little wrong, but you said, "Hey, I had 1 closing 1 month and then 2 the next," and I was like, "Holy cow, what's going on here?"
mhm.
What changed? Like, what specific activity changed? Like, what action went from what action did you start doing or start doing again, or did you stop doing? Like, what was the catalyst? And then how long did it take to get back up to, let's call it, keeping your nose above the waterline?
Well, most of the time, everybody, if they do it the right way, we can predict out 90 days that it'll start to turn around. So I had to double up everything. So I needed to do it in less than 2 months, in less than 90 days. So I needed to get my July pipeline full. And because I needed to get the July pipeline full because, I'm not a broker, so we get paid differently. So everything is the next month. So I needed to
Yeah.
get that full. I needed to get my numbers back up. So I doubled down on call stars. And then we have a power hour in my company. So I added that in. So I'm looking at about 8 hours on average of not 8 hours a day, 4 hours per day of prospecting. So
So a
I
good
did a lot of
50% of your
late nights.
day.
I did a lot of late nights, working till 8, and I do have help in the background too, helping me with pre-approvals and things like that too with Melissa. So, it's doubling down. It's making sure I'm keeping track of who I'm calling. But more or less, I'm keeping track more of the talk-tos more than anything else because I need something simple. I can't break everything down into the I know we have the one freedom one, but I use the tracker, the referral tracker, because for me that's just so much easier. It's simple right now. Maybe
Mhm.
when I have less going on in the background, I will get back to tracking more
And just for
nice.
clarification, if you're new here, we have 2 basic tracker. One
Mhm.
tracks your activity, which we call the Freedom Tracker, and then the other one tracks the results, which
Mhm.
would be like the referrals, the leads that you get.
Mhm.
And so the Freedom Tracker is the activity that causes the results, and we do 2 different tracking. By the way, if you ever want to, if you want to see a copy of these, you can get on the horn with Kristen, and you can do like some screenshots or something like that. So we're
The
happy.
big and another thing, Carl, too, doing this in these past couple of months and doubling down like this, I've met a bunch of new realtors. I want to say at least 5 new realtors that actually produce. And one of the biggest things, I actually have a script here that I actually say to them when I meet them, but this is my exact words, but I kind of just make it sound like it's normal, but I'll say, I'm a big believer that lenders shouldn't just wait for the deals, that we should help create them. But I do it
Mhm.
in a more relaxed tone, like I don't read it out. And they just like stop in their tracks.
Mhm.
Like, no lender has ever said that to me before. And then they
Mhm.
ask me how. And of course, you guys know I'm a big Move To fan. Also, I use a follow up refer back. I tell them how I stay in front of people. I also talk to them about coaching too, because I think it's important that we all get coaching. It's very, very important. I never thought that before. I remember walking out of my first MMA event, walking out, and I don't need coaching. I don't need anything that they're saying in there. I can do this all on my own. Guess what? You can't. You need somebody to help you be accountable and hold you accountable too. And that's been a big game changer for me and my business. And I can't say I've been doing this a long time, but I am not. What I learned is that deals just don't fall in your lap. You've got to go out there and create them yourself. So
Hey, so when you had this couple slow months, I'm fascinated by a quick turnaround like that, right? So when you had this a couple slow months, and then you said, "Hey, I had to double down," which is basically just double the amount of outbound phone calls I'm making, and holy cow, come to find out, we actually get more deals when we do that. Were most of the new deals coming in like back when you got to upswing? I think you had, I think Kristen told me you have like
We had,
14
yeah,
or 16 in your pipeline or something
yeah,
like
we
that.
had, we were, because you close them too, but we had at one time about 17 in the pipeline, and then
So,
we
so
ended
when
up
you see that
closing all those.
turnaround, is most of that a result of new agents that you're talking to for the first time, or is most of it is rekindling relationships that you already had?
To be honest, these are from, it's half, I'm going to say half and half. I'm looking at it
Okay.
now. It's like half and half. So I
Okay.
have new agents, and then I also have a new agent down in Florida too, that I have four in the pipeline with her right now down in Florida.
I was
They're
wondering,
under
I haven't
contract,
heard,
under
Kristen,
contract.
I hadn't heard from Lisa over at Remax in a while, and I was wondering, like, what happened to Lisa? And so, I see this
So,
red lipstick everywhere I go, like I go to Lisa's office, there's red lipstick on the coffee cups and everything. Where'd this come from?
I had my so we one of the things I did is had my VAs call the listing agents that were on the other side, and they do kind of like a slide aisle thing. And so I always save the listing agents that are specific to my deals, because I do have a lot. I have an orphan pipeline too, but I do save the ones that are specific to my deals. And the way they do the dial, I don't know if you know that. Sometimes they have them to where I guess they can press one or they can do something, but it comes in and I don't, and it calls me. So I saw one of the agents, I hadn't talked to him since December. And this is so funny. This is the best story ever. But I hadn't talked to him since December. And he calls because we're calling him. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? He's like, hey, how's it going? And we're both like, what's up? I'm like, you good? Everything good, man? He's like, yeah. He goes, I haven't heard from you since December. And I said, what? It's like, what can I help you with? And he's like, you called me. And I'm like, I did. I said, oh, so sorry. I was like, man. I said, we haven't talked to each other since December. So what's happening? And he goes, I said, how's it going? I said, are you busy? He's like, yeah, I'm really busy. I'm like, oh my gosh, let me look you up, because I didn't look you up. And I explained to him that I have a VA, and I said, oh, it's a new thing, and I'm getting used to it, stuff like that. I said, let me look your numbers up real fast. Lo and behold, he's closed 16 deals year to date. That's
Wow.
on the buy side only. This is not talking about his listing side. And so we're talking. He was like, I had so much fun doing that deal with you in December. And I said, yeah, it was great. I was like, it's so smooth. It's so easy. It was great. I was like, well, we should do some business together. He's like, why don't you come to my open houses? Well, at the time, you guys know I've fallen. And I said, hey, look, I just fell. I said, but let me do this for you. I said, in the meantime, until I get better and I can get out and, walk and be normal, I said, let me sign you up with MoveTube. And I gave him like a 30-second blurb on it. And he thought it was the coolest thing. He's probably like mid 30s. He thinks it's the coolest thing ever. And I signed him up for it, sent him out. Carl, I can guarantee I've talked to him four times
Mm.
probably in the past like 2 weeks, just to like talk about this, get it going. And he wants to schedule open houses and things like that. Like, it's been a really great. I'm hoping for some referrals. I ask every single time. He's like, I don't have buyers right now. He goes, but as soon as I get one, you're going to get one. So it's
Yeah.
been a really good conversation, and it's good to keep up with them too. And you don't realize what you are missing when you just let your listing agents go and your past database, or your database period. So
Good for you.
that's it.
Jen, I'm just sitting here thinking of how quickly, a turnaround can happen in our business by just making calls. And interesting, a little surprising, but interesting that half of her new pipeline, a robust pipeline, is from not new agents, but new to her. And what
Right.
that means that even if I'm brand new, even if I'm just getting started, I don't have to do this for 9 months to see results. I can see results very quickly. if I just start doing the actual activity, calling the right people with the right script at the right time, that's just all this thing is. That I don't have to be, well established. I was just talking with, gosh, who was that? I was just talking with somebody yesterday, and they were brand new. It's somebody in the alliance. I can't remember who it was now. They were brand new in their area. Like they had just moved from, I can't remember, like Kansas to Alabama or something like that. And like, I
Yeah.
saw their numbers,
Yeah.
and just very rapidly they were growing their numbers. And this does not take a long time. It's not a hard investment. It's structure and having that stick to it, like that
Hey,
you have.
and going through and redefining my why and remembering why I'm doing this, and I made promises to my children, helping pay for their wedding that's coming up here in November. I've made promises to the other son that we're going to sell. We're getting his house ready to go on market so he can sell it and being able to bring him into the business. So, there's a lot of things that I've made promises to that I have to do. And it's just been the the wild thing is I haven't done a lot of events, teaching education courses. It's just calling people. Events are on the horizon though. So they are on the horizon and they're going to be planned and on the calendar. So because we actually have event space now, but it's been it's been stressful, but it's been fun as well, being able to talk to new
What do
people.
you do?
Oh, and another thing too, I wanted to interject. I know we got to go here, and it's very soon. When I say it's
Hey, Marty.
simple, yeah.
Frank's not here. We don't have to go. We don't have to go freaking anywhere. Okay.
So, a couple of the new agents that I'm working with, their teams have MSAs. And that's what I liked about it is that they have MSAs, but and I get that some of their leads are paid for, but I'm getting their sphere of influence people. And that is one of the biggest wins I think that I was getting through this because, I'm sending all my sphere to you. And I think that is just, to me, just huge. So,
Outstanding. Well, good
I,
stuff,
I am
Marty.
going to
And
say this about Marty. She is so consistent about call stars.
yeah.
2 times every day. And I think Meg and I preach this all the time, consistency through this program. It's consistency. You gotta stay the course. Yeah.
Well, you think, and Marty, we never ask income or BIPs, right? Because everybody's in different situations, but we use this hypothetical $3,000 per closing as kind of a baseline that when we use our numbers. So at what, 7 units, seven units for the month, 3,000, that's 21,000, 21,000 times 12. What's that? That's on track for 250 for the year for the average loan officer. You know, Sometimes we get lost in the numbers. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said, "Hey, man, what's your year to date W-2 at?" And she said, obviously it was a lady. They're all, you gals always smack us boys' butts, But she said, I'm at like I can't remember. It was like I'm at 232, and she was ashamed and went, "We lose track. That's a lot of money." That's a lot of money that we can make in this business. So it just takes, a little bit of grit. We don't have to go out there and grab a shovel or anything. It's like we're sitting in an air conditioned office. I always joke, but it's not a joke. I got a little fan here that's blowing a little breeze. I got my morning tea here that I'm drinking. I got a very comfortable, nice plush chair. And
nobody's going to die.
yeah, it's just walking through the program. So, and by the way, I just have two things I want to say. Number one, Chauncey said I made more calls starting 60 days ago, doubled his closings this month. So, good for you, Chauncey. And then the other thing, Vicky Lasher. Okay, Vicky, I'm gonna pin you just for a second, Vicky. Wait, don't move the camera. Don't move the camera. Put the camera back up. Put the camera back up. Put the camera back up, like toward the ceiling.
Oh,
Where you sit. All right, that's the coolest ceiling ever. Anyway, you were walking
it,
around and I saw that ceiling and went, I want to live there. Right? That
it's
was
28 feet high.
Vicky has the
wow.
coolest kitchen in the world.
That's your kitchen?
No,
Wow.
the kitchen here.
Here we go.
Let's see. right?
Outdoor.
I had to
I don't
see.
know if I can see it. So
Wow.
this is my kitchen, but
So that is your kid. That's stunning. Good
That's
for
like
you.
a
Wait,
vacation
wait.
home.
I know. It's like, holy cow.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at
Oh my
Ah,
God.
that.
now you're just showing off. That is
Okay.
amazing.
She
That's
wait,
Ah,
wait, wait.
cool.
She's going to open up another one. It's all these whips and chains and everything.
Anybody needed a wine, walking around Vicky's house is it.
Vicky, yeah.
100%.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Good for you, my friend.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is
we can make some pretty good jack in this business, right? And so anyway, hey Marty, thanks so much. I appreciate you, my friend. You're a great friend. You're a great ambassador, and you're a great inspiration.
I
And
couldn't do this without you guys, all of you.
oh,
My coaches, I think my coach is on here, Kevin. Leadership has been amazing, like me making me think and learn new ways. Carl, I know you have coached me personally, and I just appreciate you guys every I think about it all the time. I get up every morning, I'm here. I'm not always on camera because I use that sometimes to get ready, but I if you guys are not in coaching, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug for you. If you're not in coaching, at least do the minimum that they have here. It's just something to start getting you into a routine and a habit, um, making it consistent. We don't have to punch a 9 to 5 clock every single day. We don't have to do that. But if you're going to do something, I would say get on this program and get on CallStar, especially new agents. I think it's great because it develops the discipline that you need, and you have a little bit of motivation, but you need that discipline first. So
yeah, yeah.
And of course, Marty was the first one, I think, to sign up a real estate agent to come to the event in October.
Yes.
I
So
did. And she's
just
excited. We've never done anything like this before. Like we hang out, and when I say hang out, that's we meet. I actually go to her house and hang out with her kids because her kids love me. I'm like auntie, but still, her and I've been working together for I'll say almost 10 years now, and we have a very good working relationship. Um, and I think that's probably a very long run because I know they average about 2 years, which I've seen those numbers. Like everything Carl says with the numbers, and it all tracks. It all tracks. It's crazy.
oh. Well, Marty, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it inspired a lot of
Thank you.
people today. We can't wait to meet one of your good buddies at the event in October. And it's Wednesday. What do we got on at MMA? Carl, you got something going on this afternoon with Owen, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, this afternoon. Yeah, this afternoon. Gosh, I think it's at noon, I think, something like that. So I wear two hats. One hat that I wear is hanging out with you fine people, and I'm honored to do that here at the Mortgage Marketing Animals Next Level with Jimmy. And then I'm a non-producing branch manager. I take off one hat and put on the other hat with myself. Actually, I do it in days, just FYI. I do some days I do this, and some days I do that. So theme days, kind of got theme days. And Wednesdays are my branch manager hat. And so we had some loan officers that were wanting to fly up to my office and do an office tour. And we ended up doing a virtual tour with them. It just didn't work. I was getting ready to travel with Maria and my oldest daughter, and we didn't have time to do it, or I didn't have time to fly up there. So we just did a virtual one. And gosh, I thought it went really well. And I was talking to people about it. I said, you ought to do more of those. And so that's what we're doing today. Is so Owen and so I'm taking off my mortgage marketing animals hat and putting on my branch manager hat. Owen and I are doing an office tour today. Now it's not near as cool as Vicky's kitchen, just FYI. So it's not that kind of tour. What we're doing specifically is, and some of y'all have seen some of the stuff that we're doing, is we're doing a thing for some loan officers about how our AI is helping them close more loans, because AI is really cool, and I think a lot of people are kind of missing the boat on what it actually is, and they're primarily using it for like content creation, which is good. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. They're using it for like headshots and kind of to make us all seem like Ernest Hemingway or something like that. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's all good. But we do it a little different. What we do is we actually create leads with AI, and we're going to show 6 different ways that we help loan officers close more loans in our branch using some of our AI tools. And so, if you want to And frankly, even if you're another branch manager, you want to see what we're doing so you can take it back to your company and say, hey, I saw some pretty cool things. Maybe we could implement some of these things. You're welcome to come hang out with us. And so it's at carlsofficetour.com. Carl's office, Carl's with an S, officetour.com, without the apostrophe, of course. And so anyway, that's what Owen and I are doing that. We do it we're going to be doing it from time to time, but it's, whether, and even if you're like a broker and you own your own broker shop, say, hey, we're not going anywhere, awesome. You probably shouldn't. And that's for most people, you probably shouldn't. It's a good idea to see what a top level team is doing so that you can copy it. Kind of like, frankly, we watched a lot of what Rocket was doing and went, holy cow, they got some really good stuff over there. We need to do a little bit of catching up. And so we did, and so watching what other people are doing is kind of, if Coca-Cola has a chance to go into the Pepsi plant and see what they're doing, it's probably not a bad idea. It's probably not a bad idea. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Hey, if you want to talk to the team about the program that Marty's in, or you have questions, or you want to see copies of some of our trackers, Jen and Kristen and Justine would be happy to share with you. And whether you become a member or not, we're an open book. We give away probably 90% of our stuff, sometimes I think. So, Kristen, what's the best way for them to reach out and talk to you guys?
If they want to like see the stuff and talk, mmademo.com.
mmademo.com. So it's a great URL. So, all right. I think that's it. What are we doing tomorrow? Any idea?
So, tomorrow is Thursday, and we have on the Complete Loan Officer, we have JSIC coming on. All right. Yeah. And tomorrow we also have, this is exciting. So the realtor coach that's going to be at the event, his name's Dayton Schrader, and he's going to be here tomorrow to talk a little bit about what he's going to talk about.
Oh, nice. So he's going to be here on Breakfast Club. The realtor coach.
Yeah.
Is going to be talking about coaching realtors. That'd probably be a very good thing to listen into. I really like, when we partnered up with Jimmy, it was nice bringing a new mix of people, because sometimes if you're hanging out with the same people all the time, it gets a little, it's nice to shake it up a little bit. So Jimmy and his group has been just a great group of people to hang out with. Oh, and you know what? Frank is going to kick my butt. I don't know if she's still here. One click.
Oh, work with one click.
There she is, Kelly.
Kelly's here.
Hey, Kelly. So if you have any weird loans, that's what Kelly Dutton does. She's a great supporter.
Thank you.
And a sponsor here at the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. She helps keeps the lights on. So any way you can show her a little bit of love, at least take a good look to see what she's doing, see if she's got something that can help you out. It helps keeps the lights on. It helps us providing this free platform. So it's free for you. It's not free for us. It costs a lot of money to do this. And Kelly helps us with that. So we appreciate you, Kelly.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All right.
And because we don't have any music on our way out, Carl, I got to tell you this. Bill Devers told me he had 48 relational referrals so far this month due to Call Stars.
48.
48.
Yeah.
What the
so
heck?
Far. He said so far, like it's still going.
Who the heck put a mic in front of me? Why don't they? Why don't they?
He just nonchalantly sends that to me, like in a DM, and I'm like, what? I don't even think he's here anymore. I think he already left, but amazing.
We do need to have him give us an update too on his road trip. Remember he did that road trip to Georgia for all the builders? Mm-hmm. He's getting some amazing stuff from that. Mm-hmm. And he just went and did it. Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah. Hey, I'll give you a number. So this is not just me. Let me find it. I just got a new one in. Where was that at? Oh, crap. I'm going to lose it. It's not going to be here. Here it is. So we're going to show, Owen and I are going to show one way. This is a real number, 953, so almost 1,000, 953 inbound referred leads in the last 5 months. And we're going to show you how we did it. That's an impressive number, 953. And again, that wasn't like Bill's number is yet even more impressive because that was just him. This was a combination of my branch, frankly. So 953 referred leads. That's a big number. There's a lot going on. So yeah. All right, gang. Hey, thanks for being here. And don't tell Frank we ran over. or he'll unplug my mic. Hey, and be sure to get the Frank's okay. Like he's okay. He's just feeling a little under the weather. So certainly we appreciate all of y'all thinking of him and give him your well wishes. So Jen, Kristen, Marty, Justine, and the ever so handsome Mr. Kevin Gillespie. Thanks everybody. Appreciate you letting us be a part of your day. We'll see you later. Bye bye.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.